Whaftai o leo whatasi mai, ia se tasi fo i o te maitai whaipule. Mai le stete o Meleponi. Honorable Anasina Gray-Barberio. Pe awhai o sa olena. Yeah. The Honorable Anasina Gray-Barberio. Yeah, mai le stete o Meleponi, po le stete o Vitoria. Fatalo Fatu, and welcome to the show and Radio Samoa, Miss Honorable Anasina Gray-Barberio.
Falava, thank you very much for the invitation to be on the show.
All right, Honorable Anasina, I really don't have any knowledge about you, but I want to congratulate you as the first ever Samoan or Pacific descendant that has held and is now a member of parliament of this state. How are you, and how can we establish a background of yourself, your full name, perhaps your parents, yes, of course, the villages and connection to Samoa?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name is Anasina. I was born in Samoa. I was raised in Samoa. I went to primary school and started high school. I went to a village primary school in Utuali'i. And I started my high school in Leulumoenga Fo College. And then my family and I migrated to Australia when I was about 14, and we settled in Melbourne, Victoria. And I guess my journey to where I am right now really started from a young age and from our community raising me and teaching me what it means to use our collective power to push for change, and change that benefits everyone. But that's, I guess, a small background about me and our arrival and our migration story to Australia.
That is fantastic story of how you were born and raised in Samoa, and having migrated to New Zealand, to Australia. It's so nice to have somebody to hold that position as the first ever Samoan member of parliament in the Australian history of our people in our country and us as Samoans. So is there any now let's get back to this first question I told you. How old were you, and what position did that start triggering your interest in terms of looking at politics and pursuing a career in politics at a very young age?
I think when we moved to Australia, I was 14. And moving to Australia, there's not a lot of Pacific Islanders at the time in the late 90s that were residing in Melbourne, Victoria. And you began to observe the way the systems are used in a way to, marginalize communities. And from a young age, I really had a very strong sense of social justice. And I think that also progressed into the line of work that I did. I worked in community services, working with and for marginalized communities, whether it was homelessness, whether it was working with young people at risk as well. All these experiences culminated and led me down the pathway where I couldn't just stand by anymore and just be a bystander. I think it's really important as a contributing member of society to understand the power of your voice and to be able to put that power of your voice into the political landscape here in Victoria, and understanding how colonial it is in its roots. I think it's important that we believe in our contributions to society as people of the Pacific. We bring so much intelligence and resources and alternative ways of thinking that really does benefit the Australian landscape.
Fantastic. Now, with your constituency, is it a county or is it a district or?
So I am the Member of Parliament in the Northern Metro region.
Right.
So I sit in the upper house here in Victoria, which is also known as the Legislative Council. So my Northern Metro region, there's approximately anywhere between 500,000 people to
Wow.
about 100,000.
That is a
It's
huge
a very
constituency.
big
Yeah.
region. Correct. Yes, that's right.
And is it mainly contained of Pacific people, or all mixed of people, Asian, the indigenous people too, and as well as Pacific?
Correct. All of the above. It's a very culturally and gender diverse electorate and region, and very honoured to serve the diverse voices
Fantastic.
that sit in my Northern Metro region.
How's your Samoa?
Felolo.
Yeah. Sale.
I grew up in the church and have learned so much about our Samoa, and I really lean on our cultural values, and I believe that is a strength that will be a good addition to the work that I do in serving communities.
Any relation to the Gray that they were in Fungale in those days?
Are you referring to George Gray?
Yeah, George and Bob Gray.
My grandfather is George Gray.
Oh, right. Yes. I remember them because they were business people too in those days. But I know Michael Gray and lots of them. Some of them are also members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I used to attend the Scotia Place ward with some of the Gray for many years in the past.
Yeah, and also my side of the family is mostly Catholic.
All right.
Gray. So yes. but my family is Efakasa.
All right. So, are you in any of those select committees that are responsible for some of the activities and budgets and stuff like that, or legislations, and what's your role in that?
So I've just finished doing my first speech and being sworn in. So it's been about 2 weeks since I was officially sworn into Parliament. I made my first speech last week on Thursday. So I am fairly new into Parliament. So in regards to committees and all of those things, that will come with time, and there are processes around that. So yeah.
Look, I've taken a lot of interest in you, but I know you have to leave right on 5:30 for other things. But I want to set up a proper time so that I can really sit down with you and converse and make some dialogue about your future endeavors and where this journey is going to take you.
Yes, I would love that as well. And I would encourage any young people or individuals out there that think that they can't make change. Your voice matters. And it matters more than just at the ballot box as well. Representation matters here in Australia. Our Pasifika people and our Pasifika diaspora have so much to contribute to the fabric that makes Australia.
Thank you so much for your time. I'll let you go. I really want to hold on to your hand and grab you and sit here and talk to you, because it's so interesting. And talking to somebody young in her pursuit, and now she's a member of Parliament. I really love to set up another time with you. But I want to give you my blessing and congratulations once again. I hope to catch up with you fairly soon.
Faftai lava mole tapuainga, faftai lava mole avanoa. Emanuele afiafi.
Faftai tele lava honorable, tato e talanoa ma so taipea I se isi teimi o le lumanai